mirror whose reflecting surface is curved. That is called spherical mirror. Generally, it is made of glass. So suppose if we have a hollow spherical glass, suppose of center C and radius R. If its outer surface is polished and inner act as reflecting surface, then this mirror is called concave mirror. That is called concave mirror. So this first type of spherical mirror, that is concave mirror. It is also called converging mirror. We will discuss about this point later on. Similarly, if inner surface of a spherical mirror is polished and outer surface act as a reflecting surface, then this mirror is called convex mirror. That is called convex mirror. It is convex mirror, and it is also called diverging mirror. Diverging mirror. Clear? So what are the definition of concave mirror? A spherical mirror whose outer surface is polished and inner surface act as reflecting surface, then such type of mirror is called concave mirror. And why it is called converging mirror? Let's see. Suppose it is concave mirror, and when light incident on it, they get converged, they get concentrated at a certain point. That's why, due to its converging nature or concentrating nature, this mirror is called converging mirror. And due to this reason, this mirror may be used as solar concentrator. Solar concentrator. This question asked in your board exam, why concave mirror are used as solar concentrators? So its answer is because light incident on it get converged at a certain point. That's why it may be used as solar concentrator. Now second type of mirror is convex mirror. Now let's see convex mirror. See here in this mirror, spherical mirror is also part of spherical mirror. When its inner surface is polished and outer surface act as a reflecting surface, then such type of mirror is called convex mirror. It is called diverging mirror. Why it is called diverging mirror? Because suppose if it is convex mirror, it is pole, center, suppose you see radius. Okay. So when light get incident on it, they get diverged. They get diverged. That's so due to its diverging nature, it is called diverging mirror. And due to this diverging nature, it may be used as in solar street, or you can say street light. The street light. Due to its diverging nature, convex mirror are used as street light and concave used as solar concentrator. So it is concave and convex terminology, which is based on spherical mirror. Based on spherical mirror, first point pole. It is concave mirror, and it is suppose convex mirror. P, and it is P. It is center. Pole is the geometrical midpoint of the reflecting surface of the spherical mirror. So this pole is the geometrical midpoint of concave as well as convex mirror. Then number 2, radius of curvature, R, denoted by R. So radius of curvature is the radius of that spherical cell. Cell means SHEW, hollow sphere. That spherical cell from which the mirror is sectioned, from which the mirror is taken. That is called radius of curvature. This C is called center of curvature. Center of curvature is the center of that spherical cell from which mirror is sectioned. That is called center of curvature. So radius of curvature may also defined as distance between pole and center of curvature is also radius of curvature. Okay. Then focus. See here, focus, or you can say principal focus. Focus normally denoted by capital F. It is concave. This is convex mirror. It is pole. It is center. Suppose these are the incident rays, and these incident rays are parallel to this axis, especially called principal axis. We will discuss about it later on. So these incident rays are parallel to principal axis. So after reflection, they passes through a fixed point of the principal axis are called focus. Similarly, in the case of convex mirror, it is reflecting surface, it is pole, it is center. These are the parallel incident ray, and its nature is diverging, so they get diverged. And if these diverging rays increase along reverse direction, then they appear to meet at a fixed point of the principal axis, that is called focus. What are the definition of focus? Universal definition of focus. If light ray is coming parallel to principal axis, then after reflection, they passes or appear to passes through a fixed point of the principal axis, that is called focus. And what are the principal axis? Principal axis is an imaginary axis which passes through pole and center of curvature of the mirror, spherical mirror, that is called principal axis. Then focal length. Focal length is the distance between pole and principal focus of the mirror, that is called focal length. And a more technical term here, that is called aperture. It is already written in your copy, I think. Aperture. Suppose it is concave mirror, and this complete by the reflecting surface, and these two points are the exterior point of the refracting surface. So this perpendicular distance between the exterior point of the reflecting surface of any spherical mirror, that is called aperture. So these two are the aperture for concave and it is for convex. In other words, you can say, since generally the spherical mirror are disc shape, so the diameter of the mirror is also aperture. Correct? So these are the few terminology that based on a spherical mirror, that is concave and convex. Nature of image. Nature of image formed by spherical mirror. First, I am taking for both concave as well as convex. It is for concave and this one for convex. Here it is incident ray. See here, this incident ray is parallel to principal axis. So as you know, when it is parallel to principal axis, then certainly it passes through focus, and here it is principal axis, it is parallel incident rays, its nature is diverging, so get diverge, and when you increase it along reverse direction, appear to passes through focus. So first law, if light ray incident parallel to the principal axis, then after reflection it passes oblique appear to passes through first focus. It is the first law of image formation. Now second law, suppose if light ray passes through focus, light ray passes through focus or appear to passes through focus, then after reflection they become parallel to principal axis. It means it is just opposite of first law. So it is second law. Third, concave image formation. Suppose for it is concave mirror, it is pole, focus, center of curvature, and when light ray passes through center of curvature and get incident on the plane mirror, spherical mirror, then it retraces the path. Similarly for convex mirror, pole, and it is center of curvature, light ray incident along the direction of center of curvature, so it retraces the path. Why it happening? When light ray passes through center of curvature or appear to pass through center of curvature, then it retraces the path. We have seen in the case of plane mirror, when light incident normally on the plane mirror, then it retraces the path, and this point is already discussed. And when spherical mirror is supposed to be plane mirror, when the size of mirror is very small, then this spherical mirror may supposed as a tangent. Suppose if it is a spherical mirror, and if we take a very small segment of this mirror, it is center. So this may supposed as tangent, small segment may supposed as tangent, and suppose if its outer surface is polished, then may it supposed as concave mirror. And as you know, tangent is always perpendicular to the radius. We have might be study about this theorem in class 9. The tangent is always perpendicular to radius. So since it is radius, and this complete spherical mirror may supposed as tangent because its size is very small. So this lies valid when the size of mirror is very small. In complete optics, mirror, either mirror or lens, both are supposed as small. That's why here when light passes through center of curvature, it retraces the path. Fourth and last point, it is concave, it is pole, it is convex, pole, and here center of curvature. Suppose when light incident directly at the pole by making an angle from the principal axis. By making an angle from the principal axis. Then after reflection, it will move in such a way that angle between incident ray and principal axis is equal to angle between reflected ray and principal axis. Means it follows the law of reflection also. Similarly, in the case of convex mirror also, this angle is x, so it will be also x. The fourth law, if light is incident directly at the pole by making an angle from the principal axis, then after reflection, it moves in such a way that angle between reflected ray and principal axis are same. So these are the few laws of image formation for concave mirror as well as for convex mirror. All about laws of image formation.